What the what's going on, y'all? Oh shoot. Okay. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. A few announcements before we get started. We're working some new things out here behind the scenes, so that's why you're getting all these weird effects happening. But we're working it out. A few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Latest smack. Oh shoot, I forgot the theme song. I gotta do the theme song. I'm working stuff out behind the scenes, so I didn't forgot the whole theme song. What? Here we go. Oh my God, what an intro fail. Anyway, few announcements before we get started. I'm gonna just get to the announcements. Hit that like button, smack it. Latest smackdown, like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get to subscribers up and the message out. Do it now, help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live at Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and at any point during the show, you guys know what you can do. You can call in at 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can talk about whatever you want. What's that? Whatever's on your mind. You guys aren't seeing my Joel Friday TV is cut off. What is going on today? What is going on? You can't even see my... You see the TV is cut off. Look. And that's how it looks on YouTube right now. Half of my username is cut. The camera went down.
Wow, you sure did.
See, there you go. There you go. What? All kinds of stuff going on. 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773. And if for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Joel Friday TV, or go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send your question or comments there. I'll read them live on air. Lord have mercy. Now I gotta get back in the zone. I'm out the zone now. Everything going wrong. But it's all good. We're gonna make it work, and we're gonna endure. Amazing stuff. What do we have to talk about today? And mind you, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Punchy.tv. So you can watch on any of those platforms you choose, and you can watch. Shout out to IG chat, shout out to YouTube chat, Facebook chat, and the whole nine, Punchy.tv chat. I appreciate you guys in the comments, making conversation, and also watching via those platforms. So I appreciate it. Amazing stuff. So what's today, y'all? Y'all know. You guys know what today is. Today is election day. And you guys know what's going on. Harmony with super chats right out the gate, coming in heavy. Right on, Harmony. Harmony says, Donald the Truth Trump 2024. Donald the Truth Trump. Right on, Harmony. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to speak on it. Donald Trump. Make sure you guys go out there and vote. Harmony got the drop on all you guys right now. No, shout out Harmony for the super chat. I appreciate it. And also, we know who Harmony voted for. So make sure you guys also get in there and vote. It has to be Donald Trump. I was gonna say it don't gotta be Donald Trump. You choose what you want to vote. No. You better vote for Donald Trump. This is pressure. I'm putting pressure on you. Force. Oh, you better vote for Donald Trump. Or else. Right on, Harmony. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. So you guys know what today is. Election day. And I wanted to ask you guys just a little quiz. Did you wake up nervous? If you woke up in the morning and said, oh shoot, today is the day, or felt some type of nerves as soon as you thought about election day, press 1 in the chat. Press 1 if you woke up this morning nervous. Like, oh shoot, I don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see how it goes. Press 1. Press 2 if you didn't think about it at all. And press 3 if you just here for the chat. King Wesley says 2. King Wesley did not think about it this morning when he woke up, according to him. Harmony with another super chat out the gate. Election day 2024. Harmony's going crazy. Harmony's pumped up about the election. She is pumped up. She's sending Donald Trump energy right now out to the folks online and to me. I feel the energy, Harmony. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. We're all with you. Right on, Harmony, with the super chats out the gate. I'm getting 2s. And 2s are people saying that. Chase in Texas saying 2. American Native, King Alpha Tango, David Morgan, they're giving 2s. And they're saying that they woke up this morning, they didn't even think about it. And I'm seeing some 3s here for chat. The Key said they were nervous. Caroline says she was nervous. She hit the 1. He Black hit the 4. I don't even know what 4 is, He Black. That wasn't even an option. Fire Opal hits the 1. CG hits the 2. So I asked this question for a reason. It's because it should not be on the mind that heavy for it to affect your day or make you nervous. Only reason why I say that is because we have to not forget who's really in control. Who's really in control here? And what is going on in the country is unfortunate, the stuff that we see, right? But it shouldn't enter in to the heart, right? Because that means that we think that we can control, and that we're trying to control the outcome. And we don't want control, right? We want life to go as life should. We want to trust the process. Now, of course, we want the country to return to morality and what it means to be a true American, and clean streets and less homeless, more job. We want all this stuff. So of course you go out there and you vote. But your stress, your nerves, your fear is not going to change the outcome. So You know, it happens. Everybody just human. But I say that just to be aware of what's going on if you're not already, right? Just as a reminder that it shouldn't be entering into the nervous system. It shouldn't even really be that heavy of a thought. We'll just see what happens, you know? But one last thing, and then I'm moving on because I want to talk about the blacks today. Oh, I want to get into the blacks. I got a word for the blacks. Okay? But one last thing about this whole thing of being a patriot and fighting for the country and what that even means. I want to give my opinion about it. And that is, to me, I think people have the wrong idea of what fighting for the country means. Right? Because nowadays when I hear fighting for the country, what I grew up on and what I'm taught is, and it's not proper, is go out there and like, I don't know, stick your chest out and scream and argue and I don't know, be weird. And that we all obviously have known that's only got both parties in trouble, only caused more division, only caused more problems. And I think people got it all wrong. I think people take the word fight for your country too literally. And that's the problem. Because then emotions get involved, anger, and then like revenge, and then all these weird things. And those are the devil's weapons, the devil's game. What I believe fighting for your country is working on yourself and getting your own life together. And then go vote. Right? Go vote. Vote your party that you want, vote for your candidate, and then get your life together and your family in order, and then the world will follow suit. And those who don't follow suit, because not everybody is going to follow suit, right? But those who don't follow suit, then they go and be destructive in their house. But your house will be peaceful and the people around you will be peaceful. And that is contagious, right? That is more inspiring. But us thinking that we get the country back by going to try to fight people who disagree is exactly what the enemy wants. When I say the enemy, I mean the devil. That's what he wants. He wants us to fight in the name of our own party and our own beliefs. It's a setup. Go vote and then go home and work on yourself. And everything else will fall into place, meaning that you'll see when you may need to go, I don't know, go to a rally and say and stand for your position, or go debate somebody on certain policies, or talk about a certain message on a podcast or whatever. You'll see those moments, but you don't force that. Just focus on yourself, overcome so you can be of love the proper way, and then you'll see what to do. And then your family will be right, your friends will be right, and then the world will see your little halo and be like, how do I get a halo like that? And then they'll ask you questions, and then you tell them, and then they get a halo, and they pass on their halo to the rest. That's how it happened. So just focus on you and your little family, not trying to, what do you call that thing when they go, not protest, but riot. Rioting ain't gonna solve nothing. That's just my opinion. Do what you want. But anyway, moving on. I want to talk about the black community. Okay, real quick. And you can call in 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773 if you guys want to get in there and talk about whatever. There's some lines open. Get in there now if you want to get in on the conversation before it's late. I'm only here for an hour. You guys know how it goes. It's here and it's gone. So, and callers that are on the line, I'll get to you in a second here. I realize, and I guess it kind of relates to what's going on right now, is I've been hearing for a long time, like this race war about blacks versus whites versus blacks, and right now what the rhetoric is on a mass scale is that whites are racist and they're holding the blacks back. They're holding the blacks down. That's like a big thing right now. And that the whites are the devil. I hear it on the streets. I hear it amongst family. I hear it amongst friends that white people are evil. That white people are at fault for all this stuff. There's so much hate for white people. And I thought it was only in politics, but over the years, it's gotten like, I'm hearing it on foot. And I just was thinking like, that's so crazy. And then the leaders of that are those in the black community, right? Because the black community knows how to make noise. The black community knows how to make noise and get their point across violently. They know how to do that. Not all, but they know how to do that. And they're very intimidating. And in that intimidation, they're able to succeed at getting their message out. And I realized that none of it has to do with white people. I mean, that's pretty evident. That's clear. Everybody knows that that's not actually true, that white people are at fault. Everybody knows that that's not actually true, right? Everybody knows that everybody is responsible for themselves, especially if you're a grown adult. Everybody knows that, okay? So that's one. But for two, to take it further, that it's not the whites or anybody's fault for any of it, except that the devil in everyone's mind has set them up. And I'm going to explain how he set them up. Is that blacks live by a false code in the streets. They live by a code that is set up from the devil directly. It's a code that nobody can win and nobody will ever win. It's a double-edged sword. I'm going to explain what that code is. It's this street culture code. And what blacks, one of those rules that the blacks are taught is they're taught to die before anybody disrespects them. Oh, you cannot be disrespecting the black community. And because if you're disrespected, it's looked upon as weakness. And I can understand why blacks feel like they have to defend themselves, right? Because also in the black community, when weakness is shown, other blacks will take advantage of that. So they're constantly being tested, right? They're being tested. So they can't look weak and they have to defend themselves, even if they don't want to, even if they see it's the right thing not to start something, they feel like they have to defend themselves because other people are testing their weakness. And if they show weakness the first time, then they capitalize on it, right? So I can understand why they have the mindset of wanting to not show weakness and not be disrespected because they're constantly being tested. But what that does is it creates a false sense of dominance when you defend yourself, right? You defend yourself and you did it, right? They didn't disrespect you. You won. You got it, right? Now it creates a false sense of dominance. And dominance gets you killed. Dominance gets you killed. Because guess what? Everybody wants that dominance. And nobody wants to look weak. So the man that you just were dominant to, he now feels weak. So he has to get his dominance back by defeating you. It's a game that keeps constantly getting played. But it's set up by Satan because nobody wins. And this is the double-edged sword, because if you lay your weapon down and not fight, then you're beat up. But if you do fight and you get your dominance and respect, then you're also beat up. So you can't win. That's why you have to leave. And then I was thinking about how that's one thing for it to be in the streets, right? Because then one can say, well, just don't be in the streets. Well, then that same type of code that is taught in the Black community now bleeds into the house, right? Because it's a silly mentality. And now parents who know this code, live by this code, have that, they're teaching that same thing to their children, and their children are affected by it. So now dominance goes from getting you killed to you causing harm to your children. And I got some proof. I got some examples I want to show you. Okay? Terry Strain with Super Chat says, congratulations, you played yourself. How, Terry? How did I play myself? Or maybe she's talking about the topic at hand, about the blacks. But dominance also does harm to others. Those who aren't even looking to disrespect you or anything, right? So I'm going to show you guys an example. There is a mother. Joe, take an umbrage at Terry. There is a mother on Instagram who disciplines her daughter for not doing well in school. Let's get into it.
Physical discipline. Mom, don't mom me. No. You had your warning. You had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't if you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine, and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken, because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom. Do you feel like I abused you? No. Do you feel like this form of discipline was a lot better than any other form of discipline, like physical abuse, that I could have used?
Yes.
You know I love you, right?
Yes.
You know I got your back, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm doing right now is to make you a better person, right?
Yes.
How many times have I spoken to you about this?
A lot of times.
How many times have your teachers called me?
Multiple times.
How many times have you not handed in homework?
A few times.
It's just so funny that you guys all took it upon yourself, over thousands of people, to pick up the phone and call the police on me. And they didn't come because they know about my kid. And just because you won't do what you have to make sure that your kid is saved and protected doesn't mean that I won't.
So the mother knew that was pure evil, what she did. The mother knew how insane that was. This is why the mother recorded it. This is why the mother had to get a false confirmation from the daughter. So crazy. Saying, you know that I love you, right? You know that I'm doing this because of discipline. You see how she had to get that false sense of approval from her daughter to justify the evil that she's doing. The mom knows she's being evil, but the mom's mind is corrupted by that false dominance that's taught in the black community. For one, the mom herself, look, she got her face is all done. Face is lipoed up, looking crazy. Hair is all kinds of different colors. The mom's a mess. And she's passing that right on down to the children, but she cut that little girl's hair. It's very sad. Very sad. She cut that little girl's hair off. And the girl's basically bald, and she's probably in grade school, and she probably has to go to school looking crazy. That's why I say that nobody's issue is anybody else's fault. The whites, nobody is the reason for the way you're behaving. And this is a sad thing to see. And my question is also, where's the father? Where daddy? Where the daddy at? Where's the dad at? Probably hard to deal with a woman like that, though. And then she posted online to embarrass the dog. Mess. Well, here's another clip. And there's a reason why I'm showing you guys this, and we're going to wrap it up at the end. Here's another clip. This was also from Instagram. Son stops mother from dancing with random guy at a wedding. Here we go. Young son. What a mess. Mama didn't care. She just twerking away. Meanwhile, the son is heartbroken that his mom is acting that way. And then it's crazy what be going on. But where's the dad there too? Where's the father there too? Why is the mother grinding? And the kids are suffering. It all in the name of love too. And they'll say, and the black mamas will say, I love my kid. They lying. But anyway, the whole point is that in the black community, for the most part, in all communities too, Because culture itself is silly. It's a setup. Culture itself is silly. There's only one culture, and that's God's way of living, and all the other culture has to be eradicated. But it's not gonna be, because we make up our own rules and we live by them, or Satan gives us rules to live by, and then we live by those rules, and that's where culture comes about. So culture is probably not going to change, but that's the problem, is that the mind has got everybody messed up. The thoughts and the lies, acting every kind of way. And then the thoughts will tell you, yeah, it's the white person's fault or somebody else's fault. No, you're a mess because you're a mess. I'm a mess because I'm a mess. I'm believing into the lies. And I got to work on myself. But we can't judge anybody at the same time, because it's so easy to, I play those clips and it's like, look at how messy. And trust me, when I saw those clips, it wanted to come up here, like that judgment. Be like, look at this. Bleep. But it's just blind and can't see. It's just blind and can't see. Blind and can't see. Even those who are intentionally doing harm, doesn't mean you don't call it out when the proper moment. Doesn't mean you don't stand firm. But even the ones intentionally doing it are blind and can't see. Because if they can see, they wouldn't do it. And there's no such thing as them knowing what they're doing and still doing it. They don't really know. They just intellectually know. They're blind and can't see. That's all it is. Blind and can't see. And we're not to judge others for being blind and can't see. Meaning we don't hate them, but it doesn't mean we don't deal with them. Doesn't mean we don't call it out. But anyway, there's more to this mess when it comes to the black community than what people think. It's not that they're just trying to be evil. It's that they live by, they're listening to the lies of Satan, and Satan has set them up to follow street code. I think it's called street code. Whatever. Don't be disrespected. Don't let nobody disrespect you. It shows weakness. That's all I said. Anyway, let me get to some calls, and then I have maybe some other stuff. And then some super chats. Let me double check the super chats real quick. Oh, and for the record, Terry was not coming for me when she said, "Congratulations, you played yourself." She was agreeing with me, not coming for me. So we cool. Let me check super chats, and then I'll get to the calls right now. Gregatron says, it's Joel Friday TV show podcast experience. Let's get the Great White Hope back in. That's right, Greg. I might have Greg on the phone here too. Right on, Greg. That's the plan. Trump. Here we go. Greg out of Midwest. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
It's the Joel Friday TV report show podcast experience.
There we go.
What up?
How's it going, man?
How's it going, man? Pretty good. I won't be long. That video with that kid, I remember that when he was like, "Get off my mama."
Yeah.
That woman has no business carrying on like that in front of her kids.
In front of her kid.
That's crazy.
No sense.
You might have to make a whole series about the black community because you can't cover it in just one episode.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
There's a lot to get into, that's for sure.
There's a lot of worms. There's a lot of crabs and barrels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of family stuff going on. There's a lot of culture going on.
Yeah.
So that's gonna take some time to unpack.
Yeah.
So remember last Thursday when me and Zinni were talking about Halloween, and he was talking about how Halloween brings the evil out in people and it gives people permission to do bad and all these things. It gives people a pass. That was his thing.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, and here's my whole thing. So I saw a study years ago. It said around the holidays, suicides go through the roof. And the main reason was because a lot of people who don't have families or their family passed away or whatever, those people feel depressed because everybody else is with their family, but they're not.
Oh.
So that was the main reason. But there was another reason. It was like, basically, when the holidays roll around, people get like a high, like an excitement. And then when the holidays are over, now they're depressed again.
Yeah.
So they commit suicide in that way. Well, I thought even deeper into that. But what about all the other holidays that people do evil, like Juneteenth, people shoot each other.
Yeah.
The 4th of July weekend, people shoot each other. Veterans Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend. All those holiday weekends, there's shooting going on, basically.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you got the fake holidays like, Columbus Day and, like, look at Easter, for example. Easter has nothing to do with the Easter Bunny, but we still have fun with it.
Yeah.
Christmas has nothing to do with Santa Claus, but I still believe in Santa Claus.
Right.
I believe in Jesus, but, Santa, that's my guy, too. So most of these holidays that we celebrate are fake. But before I continue, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I like, see, the thing that I don't like to put too much emphasis on anything. Like, if you want to celebrate Juneteenth or Black History Month or White History Month in July, then you can do that. That's what I don't think that it has to be this demonic thing. Like you just said with Christmas, it became about presents, and then and maybe even less about celebrating Jesus and more about presents and stuff like that. And I mean, it's like, if that's what people do, then that's their own issue to work out. Well, I'm getting feedback here. Hold on. Can you hear me, Greg?
Yeah, I hear you.
So, but the thing is that, like, even that in itself can be quote unquote evil if you want to use it to the same standards. But I'm like, let's not make it that serious. Let's not make it that deep. Let's just enjoy what we enjoy. Have a little fun in the proper way, innocently, and not over demonize things.
Yeah. And that's really the only thing I wanted to say was, don't make Halloween the worst thing ever when people use all these holidays to do evil, whether it's the suicide thing or the shooting thing or just celebrating the wrong way. You should treat every holiday the same in that way.
Yeah, it's all exploited.
That's my main point.
It's all exploited for their own, everyone's personal gain. So it's
like sales go up. I mean, merchandise. It's all about marketing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it has nothing to do with the actual holiday.
Right.
So that was just food for thought, but I will let you get to the next caller.
I appreciate it, Greg. Thanks for
All
always
right.
calling in, man. Call me again.
Yep. All right, see you. Bye.
It's not that deep to me, but you do you. If it's serious for you, then let each man be convinced in his own mind. So, hey, if you wanted it to be serious and traditional or evil or whatever, you do you in your own home and in your life. But let me do me. Okay? Mind your business. Nah, I'm just playing. Let me go to Maze out of Ohio. Maze, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Joel.
How's it going, Maze?
It's going just fine. I don't understand why people. Well, what do you think? What kind of black community did you grow up in? First of all, did you even grow up around black people?
No.
Period.
Not really. No, but I knew. I mean, obviously, my dad's side of the family is mostly black, and you got a lot of noise in the background there.
I don't have any noise.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of, I don't know, something.
Well, it must be yours and not mine.
Okay, it sounds better now. So
Now, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you good. So
Okay.
yeah, I didn't really grow up in a black community, thank God. Because it's messy.
Really?
But my dad's side of the family, I've been around, they're black, but they're like proper black, right? And
I don't know what that is.
they're not ghetto black, but they still got their issues, but they're not ghetto type of black. So yeah, I didn't really grow up around the black mentality.
That's a shame.
No, that's
I'd
unfortunate.
be ashamed to tell someone. So can I tell you what kind of black people I grew up around? And what kind of people I grew up around? All kind of people. Not only black people. That's why I know with each group, I know how they react. Can you hear me?
1 second, May. Sorry, hold on. Okay, go ahead, May. Sorry. We're fixing the phone problem.
Well, all kind of people, you know, and how they react with each group. You got the Caucasian group, you got the ones in the black group. When you got them in your family, you know how each side works and how they do things. But if you never grew up around black people, you shouldn't be trying to speak about them.
Well, no, that's not exactly true because
I mean, that's a shame to not even.
No.
You just let me finish. Sound like you deny who you are. It's a shame that you do that.
How do I deny? How
you
am I
said
denying?
proper.
How am I
You
denying?
said proper. You have. I told you it's 3 different types of black people. You have some that have no sense. You got some that don't play at all, and you have some that just don't care.
Right.
So the ones that don't play at all don't take no mess off for nobody. I don't care who they are.
Right.
So
but
those are the kind that I grew up
that's
around, and it's the kind that I hang with.
But that's a bad. But is that a good mentality to have?
Yes, it is a good
to not
it's
take
a good mentality.
But don't.
Yes, it is.
Is there a chance that not take no mess from anybody mentality can get you in trouble?
No, it can't.
Why?
Because when you got dignity and respect for people, that's just how it goes within the community.
But you gotta
if
have dignity.
If you're a fool over there in the corner,
but
if you're a fool over there in the corner, that's where you stay.
I
Go
know,
with the
but
fool and you hang with the fool.
you're painting it. But that's not what we're seeing that's not the examples that we're seeing in the black community. What you're saying is true. Let me just make your point. Let me make your point. What you're saying is true. Is that yeah, you should not like let nobody mess around on you like you're saying, but you should also still have respect for others. That's not what we see in the black community. No.
You don't know nothing about the black community, so how do you know? I'm telling you what's there.
So just because I didn't grow up in it, that means I don't know nothing
you
about it?
You didn't have to grow up in it.
Eyes?
I did not grow up in the white community, Caucasian community either, but I do know some that's in my family.
But you're able to speak on things that you've learned.
And I don't disrespect them just because they are who they are. What?
But you can still learn from experience, seeing
you
different
can
people
learn,
that you know, observing behaviors. Like you can still learn. You don't have to be a part of the community to know about the community or learn about the community.
Just because some people do things in your community, does that make the whole community do it?
No, but it is.
Do they represent the whole community? No, it don't.
It is like a worm. What is it? Like a what's a good word for the black community?
so Jill, I have somebody that was so messed up. They didn't grow up in the black community, but they were black. They did not grow up, and she was so messed up until it was a shame because she hated her own hair.
Yeah, all people are
because she wanted
messed up.
she wanted to look just like the people that she was hanging with. I sit that girl down, and I sit her down, and I showed her, and I took her, and to let her see her own people, how wonderful they are, to not have to try to just hate hate who she is. She can hang with them, but don't make yourself them.
Well, you're right.
I hang with Caucasians, but I'm not trying to be one of them.
Well, you're right though. You
and I know the stuff that they do.
You shouldn't look at the race. No, you're right. I'm agree with you here. Is that you shouldn't look at the race. You shouldn't look at the race and say the race is bad. But that's not what I'm saying. Is that, of course, the black person or any person at the core values or who the person is, nobody should hate themselves or hate where they come from. But the black community, the rules that have been taught and passed down to the black community are destructive, are deceptive, are evil, and actually set up the black community. And that's what I'm against.
What you against is what you. Well, that's everybody. You can look at it in the community and see that.
But it's really bad. But it's really bad in the black community.
Well, you don't communicate with them, so you don't know what's going on.
You
never hung with them, so how you gonna tell?
Because the average person got eyes. My dog knows the black community.
Your eyes. Well, your eyes are looking one direction. You need to look around in a circle. It's like all God's children got a roll. If you look in that circle, everybody. If you've been around them, you know the things that they do. But if you don't, you can't speak for it. I can speak for every community that I know of.
Okay, so
because I've been a part of it, of them, and they've been a part of my life and the life that I lead. So you don't put. And I never would deny myself out of all those groups. I'm going to be who I am.
Right.
I will not change for them because I know I know who I am.
But
so
you're Maziz.
I don't want to do the things that they do.
Right, but you're Maziz, and you represent Maziz as an individual.
No. I represent.
You don't represent Maziz, a representative of the black community.
But you just denied them. You don't even know what's going on in there because you don't hang with them. No, you don't hang around. You look at the evening news.
I denounce the mindset. I denounce the black mindset that they developed, the code, the street ethics, and the.
Well, everybody has the same mindset. Have the same. You can go find a drunk uncle in every community. You can go find everything you can find in the black community. You can find it in all the other ones.
But it's really right. But it's really pronounced.
But if you're not looking, you can't see it.
So, but is it really bad? Is it pronounced? Is it pronounced? Is it highlighted in the black community?
Why? Why is it? Give me a reason why they're doing it. Because the media and people like you never been around them and listen to what they got to say. What you see, you can find it anywhere else.
But I am around them.
And do you want me to give you an example?
I am amongst. I do live in the world amongst people, and you can just kind of see the behaviors. So it's not like just the media is just saying things and you're just like, wow, that is so true. No, you match it with your own experiences. You match it with your observation.
No, Joel, you say you don't have an experience with black people because you weren't around them. And so somebody can look at you and form a different situation about you just by looking at you and how you acting.
I have experience with, I'm not saying I don't have experience with black people. Maziz is acting.
You say something in your family.
Like I never been around a black person ever just because I didn't grow around. I've been around. I'm saying
it depends on what kind you've been around.
I've been around the ghetto ones. I've been around the hood ones. I've been around the proper ones. I've been around. I mean,
what is proper? When you keep saying proper, you keep saying proper.
The ones that are destructive behind the scenes but not in public. I like those ones better.
You like the one that's behind the scene and
destructive behind the scenes, yeah, because they don't impose their destruction on the world. They let themselves be destructive in their own home. That's more proper than the ones who are out wild and crazy with it.
Oh, well, I think that about all people. So I can't just pick one group of people. I think about all of them that same way that you think about just that one group. I think about all of them.
Well, then I'll talk about the white
same
group.
Way. That's why
I'll talk about the white group. The white had
no. I'm not only talking about the white group. I'm talking about every group of people on this planet.
But you didn't give me a chance to get to the Asians and the whites.
You
stopped me.
No, you said
the blacks.
black people. Period. I said they all do the same thing. They got the one. Everybody got some in their community that do the same thing black people do. You just don't understand
That's
that.
true.
You don't see
but
it because
why
you're not
can't I
looking at it.
focus on the blacks right now? Why can't I focus
Why
on
are
the
you?
black
Because
right
you're
now?
not talking. Because you're not really talking to black people. You're talking to Caucasian people that don't understand and never seen black people, been around them either. They don't even know how they communicate with each other.
That's not true.
Because you
Maze.
haven't. You communicate with them, and you gave up who you were. As Joel that denied that he's a Caucasian, not Caucasian. You say you were Creole instead of what you really are. Because I can take you around some Creoles that look lighter than you,
Yeah.
and a little shadier than you, but they still consider themselves as black people.
Yeah, because they grew up amongst the black culture and they identify.
And then you say black women mothers don't love their children. Really? I don't know where you got that from.
Not all, maybe not all, but that.
I don't want to hear nothing about all the most. So you got the wrong. So if they want to learn about black people, why don't they go and put whatever group that they hang with, the poor ones hang with, go find some poor black people, hang with them, you'll find some. Go find some middle class black people, go hang with them, or go find some rich black people, hang with them, and you will see how it really works between black people and you. There's nothing different.
Okay, let me ask you this one last question, then I got to move on. Was that mother showing love to her daughter when she was cutting her hair because she disobeyed in school or something?
I didn't see that.
But
so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, but let's just pretend you did see it. Is that showing love?
Is it showing love? It depends on how she was treated when she was growing up. Maybe her mother cut her hair when she was growing up. The reason she did it to her child.
But is that love though?
In a way, if she thought it was love to her,
but that don't make it love. That don't make it love just because you think it's love.
So that means, but why would make you say that black women don't love their children?
I'm saying with that mindset.
That was one woman. You take one woman and make it out of her.
I didn't say all of them. I know. I'm just saying that's the type of mindset that a lot of black people have in the community because they follow these black community codes, these street codes, and all that street codes set you up.
There is no code.
Oh, there's a code.
There's a code. There's a code. It's two codes you don't do. You don't lose yourself to go be in another group to try to be like them. Always be who you are, and you will stand
black
strong.
People aren't being who they are, though,
you're a weak
black
person.
People are not being, for the most part, black people are not being themselves. They are not being who they are. They're being.
I love black people.
Identifying.
I have nothing against black people.
Black people are identifying, and a lot of people do this, but black people are identifying with the color, the culture, and not who they really are, and that's the problem.
I'm gonna leave it like this: if you haven't been around amongst all the people, the Asians, the Chinese, the Hispanics, all of the people, you don't understand nobody because you can't understand. Just like the Christians, if you've been out around all of the different groups, you don't understand that either. You just talk about it, but you don't understand it. So until you involve yourself with it and you can understand it, and then you can be somebody. But never deny who you are. So have a good one.
All right.
And if anybody don't like it, too bad.
All right.
Maze don't care. Have a good one.
Thank you, Maze. Have a good one. Oh man. It ain't the individual that's the problem, it's the mindset. That's the point. It ain't the individual, it's the mindset. And the mindset is the black community in large numbers all think alike. They think like the black community thinks. They have their rules that they live by. And they identify with the black community, and that's why they all tend to behave the same way. Not all. Because it's not true, not all. So if you think I'm saying all, or if I say all on accident, I'm mistaken, because it's not all, obviously. But a lot of them identify with the blackness, the color, and they're told to stick together and be a part of the black community and don't think different. If you do think different, you're a square. You're not one of us. You're a coon. And that mindset is the problem. The black person ain't the problem. The mindset is the problem. But unfortunately, the black person identifies with the black mindset, and that's how we get the problems. I'm pointing out the black mindset, not the black person. because not all black people have the black mindset. All right, let's keep it going because I'm running out of time here. Let me go to JC. JC out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Welcome to the show, JC. You're on the air.
Hello, I wasn't gonna call in. I wanted to say something to Maze, but I love her and everything. The black code and stuff. I want to give my comment about the video. Yeah, I think that was embarrassing and stuff. But I also think it's embarrassing when they do things like when homeless people are being fed things or given money and they record that. I think that's embarrassing and it's more clout chasing.
Yep.
That woman was doing something that was more universally wrong than just black wrong and stuff, but because she had that dark skin, you was like, oh, I can use this for my show to bash
No, JC, because that's not the first example. This is known that they do that. Mothers do that in the black community. If you disrespect them or you don't follow the rules, they're gonna assert their dominance on you as a mother, and they're gonna make you fear them. That is a black mother or a black mindset.
Joel, you disrespect black people all the time.
But how is it disrespect because I say the truth about it?
It's not the truth, though. Like, what are you saying that black mothers assert their dominance to make their child fear them and hate them?
That's what you see.
No.
That's what it's seen. I'm not.
It's discipline. It's discipline in different ways and stuff, but every parent should discipline their child, black, white, Asian, or otherwise.
Yeah, but not with fear. Not with cutting their braids off.
She was wrong. That individual was wrong. So don't point her as what all black women are doing in their homes.
But black mothers typically do similar things. You may not actually cut the braids, but they beating you.
You're talking to somebody with a black mother who very much loves my black mother. I don't know what color.
Okay, maybe not. Well, maybe not. Your black mother did that. That's why it's not all. But
okay,
that
a black
is the
mother
attitude.
with many black aunts, with a black sister, with many black female friends who are black mothers.
Yeah,
right there. You astound me.
So does it happen at all? Does it happen at all?
None of the people that I know would ever do something like that, embarrassing their child like that. Now, that's something you was mentioning about black code. If something is happening, you keep things at home, and it's not about being a proper black. But if your child is messing up at home, you need to resolve that issue at home. You don't need the whole internet to be seeing your child be embarrassed.
Right.
But it was that one individual. You're not pointing out that it was that individual that's wrong. You want to say, oh, this dark-skinned woman who I'm not even sure if she was black or not.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can do that to bash the whole black community.
Well, not the whole black community, but that's behavior that is not the first time I've seen amongst the blacks. That's not the first time I've seen that behavior. That is known. That's known. Even the blacks know. JC, let me say this. Even the blacks know better not mess with mama. Blacks would tell you themselves. They will say from the black community, in the black community, you better not mess with mama because mama don't mess around. That is
right.
known.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to celebrate disrespecting anyone's mother? Like, especially
but because the mother disrespected the children first.
No, and you're right. You don't want to mess with the black mother. A lot of things like. I would never let my mother listen to anything that y'all are saying because she's a lot meaner than I am. Y'all can call me a mama spirit or whatever, but I'm very protective over even y'all. I don't let my mother.
That's where you get it from then.
I know I'm very emotional and passionate because you say disrespectful things about a race that you share.
But you get that from mama. You say your mama's more mean than people say that you are.
Yeah, but she also told me to stand up for what's right and standing up, and y'all say a lot of wrong things.
I'm sorry she told you that.
I'm sorry that you feel I'm offended by that.
No,
I'm very glad. I'm very glad of the way my mother raised me, sir. I'm very glad.
In that specific thing, I don't know how your mom raised you as a whole. I don't know, and I'm not commenting on that. I'm just saying you that specific thing set you up because now you think that you always got to stand up for yourself, and that gets you in trouble.
There's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, sir. What about that time when I called you that that word you just said, the COOM word, last year. Did you not stand up for yourself when I called you that?
No, because I don't care. There's a time to stand up for yourself. You're right, but not emotionally and not over because I'm offended. That doesn't make sense. You calling me a coon doesn't change who I know I am about myself. So for me to get offended by that is me overreacting, and that's silly, and that's what black people tend to do. They're taught to overreact because you better not be disrespectful.
That's why I called you that, because of the actions, because you go out of your way to disrespect black people. You say that I'll defend women all the time, that I'm defending black people all the time. I defend so many people that y'all love to disrespect because I can't believe you would want to.
But you see it.
You would want to as a man.
But
why would you want to?
Because you see it
black
as
man.
You're perceiving it as disrespect, and I'm not. I'm not perceiving it as disrespect. And just because I'm not perceiving it as disrespect also doesn't mean that it's not disrespectful. But I'm being honest about the situation. I'm being honest about what I see.
Okay, so then call out that one lady, that one individual for being a bad parent. Don't just pin that on an entire race or an entire gender or whatever. She did a messed up thing. She did that. That lady put her daughter, on the internet to be humiliated and embarrassed and then wonder why people are questioning her parenting skills. Put that on that individual. Criticize her as that individual, not as a collector.
So then, okay, fair enough. But if I bring 10 similar videos of mamas doing similar things, then could I say that we're seeing a pattern here?
And I know you're going to. I know you're going to try. You're going to do all the research you can to see something with black people doing something in negative lights just to be like, oh, this is the blacks. Oh, understand the blacks. Oh, this is what's wrong with black people and stuff, as if you are not mixed with black blood. That is so crazy and insane.
No, but let me tell you why it's not, though. It's not. Let me tell you why it's not. It's not what all that you're saying is, because it's not the individual that's the issue. It's the mindset. And the mindset that black people identify with is the thing that's the problem. I don't identify with the black mindset as a whole, right? There may be some things here and there.
You don't identify with the black race.
I don't identify with the black mindset, and I don't identify with the black race either. Why would I? I'm an individual. I'm me. Why would I want to identify with a group of people?
Isn't that great, though? Isn't that great how you can, make sure to specify that you're an individual, but for that video, you can't specify that lady was an individual villain. You want to put that's a good point. In one race.
Well, I'm not denying that point, but let's just say if I as who my skin being black, and I start behaving in the similar patterns as a lot of other black people in a similar way, then people are allowed to generalize me as behaving as the
specify
typical.
That, because I'm not meaning to cut you off, but specify what you're meaning by acting a certain way, because I'm pretty sure that has a negative context. But please specify.
because black culture allows you to behave a certain way, just like Asian culture, just like Mexican culture. There's a certain way of behaving that you do based off of your culture. And because of that,
I'm a black man.
Let me tell you, because of blacks who identify with their culture, they're gonna behave in the similar ways because the culture has the same rules. Black culture they all follow in the same. It's like culture is like the Bible. It's like their religion. So they follow the same rules. So they're gonna do the same things. That's why we can point out and say, oh, the blacks, because they're all following the same rule book. Not all, but most.
So how do we act? How do we as black people act?
That's great point. You repent and you get over your anger and you follow God.
Oh,
and God will change your mind.
That's not the question I'm asking. That's not the question.
Well, that's the solution.
You're saying we act a certain way that would specify us or stereotype us to be a certain way. How, in your eyes, are you feeling like we're acting? Because I can tell you as a black man, and using another example, a great example, Frederick, a great black man. Me and him act completely different, but we're still strong, respectable black men. We are still strong, respectable black men.
Okay, fair enough.
We act completely
what's the question?
Different.
Okay, what's the question? So I can answer it properly.
basically the stereotypes. What are the stereotypes that you're associating with black people that make people say, "Oh, they're acting black"?
Lack of responsibility, anger,
No, please keep telling me. Please keep telling me these universal things that happen in every single race that you want to try to paint a picture for black people to be the worst culture.
Now let me
Please.
think. You want a list? Let me see.
I mean, because you can say that for any white person, any Mexican, any Arabian person. Lack of responsibility. You can look at any episode of like the Maury Show with any race, and you can see something like that. So, I mean, what are you trying to say? Is it like thug culture, gangster culture?
It's
because
just
there's nothing wrong with that either.
It's pronounced louder and more extreme in the black community right now. So everybody, of course, has anger to some degree. Most people, and most people take responsibility. They don't like to take responsibility, but in the black community, it's very pronounced. So that's why I'm calling it out or talking about it, because that's what we're seeing. That's what most people see. And that anger reveals itself in different ways, whether it's killing, whether it's disobedience, whether it's resisting arrest, whether it's not caring about public decency, whether it's opposing themselves on others. We're seeing that happen in the black community that makes people not want to be around them. And then they'll say that it's racist, but no, we just don't want to be around you like that because you don't behave.
Joel, this is why I do still pray for you, but you have such an ignorant sense of being and mind and stuff. For you to just say that and stuff, to say that we're doing...
Is it not true? Is it not true?
No, we're not. It's definitely not true. Look at when I called yesterday, when I was talking about Beyonce, you was choosing to bash Beyonce instead of seeing all of her greatness and stuff. Look at all the great things that black people are doing. Look at how we are standing up, how we've had to overcome for years and stuff, even on this election day where we used to not be able to have a vote, and then we got moved to 3/5, not even being seen as a full person. And then you want to say, we're the ones starting things in the streets and riots and stuff. Think about the 60s and the civil rights movement when they were beating our people with fire hoses and everything. And then you want to try to say maybe because of like the Bloods and the Crips in the 80s and 90s that bad things were happening. But also think about why those gangs were formed to protect black people like you and I to have our say and stuff. Yes, I'm getting emotional because it's upsetting.
It's fine. I'm not worried about that. My thing is this, is that I'm talking about what's happening now, what I see happening now. You're talking about things you don't even know to be true that happened in the past. And that's what you're basing your argument around.
You're the one
what about how far you're saying, but what about how far we've come? You don't know how far black people came. You don't know what they've been through back then.
No, you don't know, sir, because you deny what black people, the good things that black people did. You deny your race.
I'm speaking on what I see in the present. You're speaking on hypotheticals that you can't prove.
I'm a little upset with you today. Have a good day, Joel.
All right,
I need you to be educated a lot more. Because you're shameful. You have that beautiful black skin, and you're shameful. You want to denounce your race and talk mess about us all the time. But then when some people are trying to educate you, like me, like Maze, like Tony, like Frederick, even John from Kentucky, when we're trying to actually, educate you and stuff, you want to push it away. You want to just keep your narrative and stuff. And it's shameful because you are a bright black young man, biracial young man, whatever. You have a chance. You have a platform of so many people listening to you, and you still want to embarrass yourself and denounce your race. Have a good day, Joel. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you, JC. Appreciate it. I got to end. That's the mindset, though. That's the mindset. If JC comes with something, or Maze comes with something that is educational, I'm here for it. Listen, I'm not one to try to be in denial about this stuff. I don't have no problem with being wrong, and I have no problem with learning something new. But if you think about it, if you just pay attention, for the most part, all JC came with was things from the past. Why can't you acknowledge how far we've come when we were hosed? He does not know anybody that was hosed. He was not hosed. But he has this in his mind that we were hosed and we're these victims. So now I want to protect. And he doesn't even know that to be true. He can't prove that. Not that it didn't happen. But what about today? I'm thinking about today. And because I'm thinking about today, I can be honest about what I'm seeing. I can base it off what I'm seeing. But JC's not basing it off of the present. JC's in the past, and that's what a lot of black people do. In the past. Slavery. We never got a fair chance. You got the most fair chance. Black people right now have the most fair chance anybody has in the world, and they're getting it for free. They're getting it for free. And still saying they don't get a chance. All right, I'm done. I still appreciate JC's call, but he's drunk on the Kool-Aid for sure. For sure. For sure. But the rest of the callers, I'm sorry, I gotta end. I gotta go. I appreciate you guys calling, but it was a little bit too late. But I understand because you just heard those calls and you want to get in now, but I gotta end. I appreciate the super chats, the calls. Shout out again, Harmony, for the generous super chats. Terry Strange, I appreciate it. Greg with the buy me a coffee, I appreciate that. And Maze, JC, the calls, and all that good stuff. I appreciate it. I'm out. We can get in more to it tomorrow. Remember what you want to talk about. We'll get into it tomorrow. American Anchor Baby coming in at 4 p.m. Punchy TV. Go subscribe and share. Joel Friday TV across the board. Don't judge, but understand that folks are blind and can't see, but it doesn't mean you don't call out. Doesn't mean you don't speak on. So anyway, I got to end. Bye.